Welcome to another edition of Soccer As We Like It, the Man United Edition. Today we're having a bit of a Premiership chat with a fellow team, Man United's biggest rivals, actually. We have Liverpool. So we have Ben representing Liverpool. Ben, welcome to the show.
Yeah, hello. Hello.
Hey, and we have Joe, the guy who was the supportive one has now become the angry one. Ole, he's now Ole out. He's actually got the banner, the T-shirt, the mug that he's done. He's done. Joe, welcome to the show, brother.
Oh man, what's up?
Right. We're gonna quickly start with Ben. Ben, as you can see, the Premiership League table. Liverpool, are you happy with Liverpool's situation currently now, or do you want more from Liverpool?
Like everybody wants more. When you're not on top of the table at this stage, you all want more. Like I said, until Liverpool lose a game, and they did finally lose a game this season, I wouldn't complain because I'm not going to assume that I know better than the manager or the board or whatever. But the thing is, it'll give me a very clear idea what happens with the next two Champions League matchups against Inter and AC Milan, our final two games of the group stage. The kind of teams that Klopp puts in there will enable me to recalibrate my expectations of Liverpool for this season, or whether I need to recalibrate them or whether I need to keep them the same. The current expectation is top four. It went up a little bit. After the massacre at Old Trafford, it went up a little bit. But the thing is, we've got AFCON coming up in January, and we've got a very favorable stretch coming in the coming month as far as schedule is concerned. I want to see, I hope they need to get as much points. Liverpool needs to get as much points as they can over this next month or so, leading up into the new year, because during AFCON, that means Mohamed Salah is not available, Naby Keita is not available, and Sadio Mane is not available. Right. That's two out of those three are probably the linchpin of our team, basically. And the thing is, what it's going to tell me is, for our remaining two Champions League matches, Jurgen Klopp gave a very telling comment. He said that it is so and so $1 million with every Champions League win going into the next round. Now, if he puts a lot of our reserve, because we've sealed the group already. We've already beaten Atletico twice. We've beaten AC Milan away. We've beaten FC Porto as well. So it's a foregone conclusion that we will be.
So you've literally qualified, right?
Yeah, we're qualified already.
Damn.
But if he puts a strong lineup for those remaining two games, that means that FSG, the owners, they are giving Champions League money as priority. If he puts like more of the reserves, like people like Taki Minamino, Divock Origi, maybe even some of the guys like Nico Williams, Nat Phillips, and so on, then I feel that yes, the league, competing for the league or top two finishes is a priority for them. But if it's this thing, if he puts full strength teams for those remaining two Champions League games, then I feel that they want to balance themselves, make more Champions League money for future transfers or something like that. So I'll recalibrate my expectations after that, based on that.
Are Liverpool still in the Carabao Cup?
Yes, they are. They are. They won their last game against Preston North End.
So you're in the quarterfinals now, right?
Yeah, we are.
Who you got?
I don't know. Last Saturday, I think we're facing Leicester, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know exactly, but I think it's Leicester.
Right. Right, Joe. Man United expectations. What? It's such a long question. Like, where are we? Where are we going? Are we mid-table, top 6, top 4? Where are we? You've seen what Liverpool are expecting. Where are we going?
Oh, Speaking of that, what Liverpool fan is expecting. Hey, top four? Really? That's your aspirations? That's your aspirations? It's not like challenging for the league?
No, I still think our biggest problem is depth. Like even now, this last weekend, Sadio Mane got taken off the field for Senegal with a rib injury or something. We don't know how that's going to play out. Last season also, our season got derailed at this holiday season. So I'm being very realistic, and the thing is, we're not the kind of club. I would very much love us to get Erling Haaland or Kylian Mbappe or all those kind of things. But knowing from our transfer strategy, we put our entire transfer budget on one player every season. So depth, I'm still not. I'm confident in the game plan. I'm confident in the vision, but the depth is what matters. Nobody can plan for injuries. And last year our injury luck was very bad. So like I said, it depends on who Jurgen Klopp is going to put for the remaining two Champions League games. We've qualified for the next round already. If he makes the first team play in both those games, if he doesn't give any of the youngsters a chance, if he wants to play those remaining two games to win, then I will have a better idea of what the club is planning for this season, and I'll be more educated about what realistic expectations to keep.
Right, Joe.
Okay.
From the Man United perspective, compared to the Liverpool perspective, Liverpool came to Old Trafford, did their stuff, and they moved on.
For me, as far as our perspective is, as far as what we're going to do this season, the only chance we have at Champions League next season is for us to sack Ole now. That's the only way. With the style of play that we have, our current form, this guy taking vacations, there is nothing. He has shown absolutely nothing. There's nothing about this season that has shown us that we deserve top four. And it's disheartening even talking about it compared to where we came from mentally. Where we were with Cristiano Ronaldo coming in and Varane coming in and getting Sancho, where we're like, hold up, we might do something this season.
And now it's like challenge.
And now it's like, in order for us to do anything, we need to sack the manager. Wow. And that coaching staff. That coaching staff, just sacking the manager and not the coaching staff is doing nothing, right? This is a multi-headed
monster.
Freaking monster, yeah.
You have to take all the monsters' head off, not just one head. You have to take all four out.
And that's just only in middle management as far as like the coaching staff. There's still structural changes that need to be made. I'm here at Ed Woodward's talking about consultancy now.
Exactly.
And I'm like,
consultancy for what?
What are we talking about, man? What are we talking about? Consultancy. I get it. These guys, they all scratch each other's backs. I get it. That's really just about money. Let's keep the money going.
Everybody wants to get paid.
Everybody's trying to get paid. They're all buddies, so they all help each other out. I get that. The Glazers are gonna give this guy a platinum plus golden parachute.
For? Consulting about let me guess. Consulting to get more revenue to the club, like a commercial consultant to get more endorsement.
Now don't get me wrong. If his consultancy is boxed to just that, because that's what he does actually very well. We are pretty much the richest club, not as far as like profit wise, not talking about like Newcastle or City or anything like that. Right, we generate a lot of revenue, and you got to give Ed Woodward some props for that. And if that's what he's going to be consulting, that's fine. We need to have people that are the best at their positions, and at that specific position, he's very good at that. So let's keep it at that. Right. Now, as far as like football decisions, no, I don't want to see him anywhere near the transfers, the rooms, transfers, managerial changes, anything like that. He's completely out of his depth, and he's a step away. So
realistically,
I'm not very confident.
Realistically, after I think I have the table here. Let me see if I could share the screen with you guys. Oh, have I got it? No, I had it. Oh, here we are. Can you see my screen?
Yeah,
Yes,
see it?
yes,
Right.
I can see it.
Okay. Let me move this part off. Okay.
Not now.
You can see now?
Yeah, just hit not now. The other one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you see that? Jesus, like I'm at work. Okay, there you go.
Okay, Mr. IT Help Desk, here you go. So let's look at this table now. As it stands, Chelsea are with 26 points, 11 games played. Man City, 23 points, 11 games. West Ham, 23. Wow, I didn't know West Ham were that close. Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Liverpool, 22 and 11 games. Arsenal, 20. Man United, 17. So United are 9 points off the top. 9 of the top. And in 6th position. Joe, when you see this table as it is now, as you see this league table, do you see any way here United could overtake Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, even Arsenal? The club everyone was bantering early in the season. They've turned it around.
We're definitely taking that baton as Banter Club of the season right now. Right now, we are leading the pack. The Banter Club. The only thing that I can think of is, Arsenal's got like a little juice right now, but other than with the way things are going right now, I only see maybe the order for top 4 maybe changing a little bit. I don't think West Ham will be able to sustain being at in 3rd place for the rest of the season. It's definitely to me, it's top 3 easily is going to be Chelsea, City, and Liverpool, because they just have too much expertise both on and off the pitch. It would be a disappointing season if any one of those teams don't end up in top 3 this season. It would be a failure. I feel it would be a failure if any one of those teams don't end up in top 3. West Ham, it's top 4th place is between West Ham, Arsenal, United, and that's if United,
even Brighton. Look at Brighton. Brighton are
Brighton's
right
still out
there.
Yeah, they're right there. Our only chance of being in 4th place is if we fix Ole. That's our only chance, because if we continue this way, we're gonna be in 6th place at the end of the season, easily. We're gonna be in the fucking Conference League.
Look at the goal difference. Look at United has scored 19 goals. Look at Liverpool, 31. Look at Chelsea, 27. Look at City. Even West Ham has scored more than us. West Ham. This is very worrying, to say the least. It is worrying.
It's alarming. It's on fire. Like the picture. Like, this is a 5-engine alarm. Okay, this is terrible. It's terrible. They need to, but I don't know if they're gonna make a change.
So let me take you back. Ben, when Liverpool played Man United, did you expect a more difficult game? I know you guys were better.
No, this I did not see that coming. I can, as I did not see that coming. I don't remember, and I've been, from what you know of me,
you're old Liverpool fan. You understand the history.
Since the late 80s, early 90s, since that's the time I've been following Liverpool, since I was 8 years old. So the thing is, I never saw that coming. I don't even remember the old seasons when Kenny Dalglish was manager, and when Ron Atkinson was manager for United. When
that's 1983.
and when when Ferguson was running, when he had Brian
Robson,
Brian Robson and Steve Bruce, and even those times when United were building, I don't remember them ever capitulating like this. Probably the worst performance
was the 4-1. Remember the 4-1 where Rafa Benitez?
No, and that too, it was very up and down. It was just, you could.
Vidic got sent off.
No, and the scoreline was very flattering because United had their chances in that game. So No, I never seen anything like this. The aftermath of it also, I've never seen anything like this. Even when we beat, when David Moyes was manager and we won at Old Trafford, um, even that time there was at least, the defiance was there. I think we had won what, 4-0 or 3-0 or something,
3-0.
3-0, and still, the crowd was defiant. They sang 20 times, and even then Raphael was, in defense, and when Daniel Sturridge got a penalty, Vidic got into his face and Evra got into his face, telling him to get up because he was diving. There was sense of defiance even at that time. This is like, I was very shocked when Ole kept his job after that. Because those kind of things, usually when you lose like that, in the Manchester Liverpool especially, this is the premier rivalry in England. I don't care what anybody else says. North London derby, Manchester derby, Merseyside derby. This is the one. This is the one. Liverpool versus Manchester United is the one. These two teams you put together, you have more trophies and European trophies and domestic trophies than anybody put together. So I didn't see that coming. And then we were thinking, what the hell is going on here? And then the fifth goal, Salah gets his hat trick. That's when I realized that these guys have given up on Ole pretty much. Are they trying to get him fired? And we honestly thought Ole was a goner after that. It's not good. It's not a good look when you have opposing fans singing Ole at the wheel. You don't want that happening. Much as much as United's going through a hard time right now, I would like to see this rivalry as very healthy all the time. Right, because it makes for great football.
Yeah.
It makes for excellent football.
We are not even in the same category anymore, bro. Joe, we are not in the category of Man City, nor in Liverpool category. Now we're not even the same. We're not even category Chelsea anymore. So whose category are we in there? Because I don't know. I don't know.
I really don't know. I don't know because I don't know with the way we're playing right now. Is this who we are for this season? Because if this is who we are this season, I mean, we're a championship team then. That's basically what this style of play is, what we're looking at. The ability for people to just come into our house and just wreck shop. The ability for us to be unable to dominate an above average team. It's just, we still can't break people down. There were no positives as far as play that has happened this season. Absolutely no positives. Absolutely. We're highly dependent on a 36-year-old I don't even know where we would be right now, if Ronaldo didn't come in. This is, and it's mind-boggling that fans of our rivals have more ambition than our board. It's mind-boggling that fans of other teams and our rivals are looking at the writing on the wall, and it's not just the score lines. It's just like, wait a minute, this isn't who they are. Like, why is this still being allowed to continue?
Yeah. Jamie Carragher, Graham Souness, ex-Liverpool players, they're even saying this is not the Man United we know, and they are calling Ole out. But the United favorites, like the pundits, like Gary Neville, he's blaming the players. Who gives the players the system? Is it not the manager or the coaching staff? The players don't decide, all right, we're going to play today, we're going to play like this. No, they're going instructions. They're going with you always see them giving them a sheet to look at. I don't know what they're writing on that sheet, but it doesn't seem to work out, bro.
I think Gary Neville is really the last man standing, because it's almost as if it's like him ride or die with Ole. It's almost as if like he's trying to justify what happened to him in Valencia. It's like a self. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't fucking get it. I think he's lost. I think he's lost Scholes, because Scholes silent. You see him when people are talking hot shit about Ole, Scholes is just there like, there is no rebuttal, no nothing. So his silence is saying a lot. He's definitely lost Kino, right? Kino, he's lost Kino. And definitely, Rio just flat out said it. It's time to go. Rio is the first one that said it's time to go. And of course, Rio is the one that has the least closest
To
relationship
Ole, because
with to Ole.
he played with
Yeah.
he played with Ole from 2003 to 2008, 5 seasons. Keane was with the treble because that treble team have a bond. That treble team, you know. So it's like that class of '99. Let's call it the class of '99. They're like, you know, but we got to let's separate Ole, the manager, and Ole, the player. Two different people, two different versions.
Yeah.
Let's come out of the sentimental, emotional. Yes, he'll always be a legend at the club. As it stands now, he had failed. And when you fail, you should be sacked. No, we'll give you 3 more games. Then another 3 more games. Then another 3 more games. Come on, bro. What's Owen Hargreaves? I heard Michael Owen say something, but I wasn't listening. I heard him say something, but I don't know if you guys ever heard what he said about Ole. He was talking about United buy players to fill in spots. They don't buy players to make changes. Something along those lines.
Yeah, he was making a point of this is about just the identity of the team and Ole's willingness to not stick with what he has set forth, right? So he's basically saying Ole will come in and he's supposed to be able to just stick, have his style of play and then buy the players that play his way, right? What he said Ole was doing is there are flaws, there are weaknesses in the team, and a lot of times they buy players to cover those weaknesses. And you see you've seen it. We saw it last season. We've seen it this season. Lindelof was a weakness, but instead of getting somebody else that could play that position, because Ole's got his favorite, he made Wan-Bissaka cheat, you know, so to cover Lindelof. He also keeps Freddie McTominay on the pitch to cheat, to cover our deficiencies in the back, instead of getting players to play his style of play. And that's clearly not happening because he does not have a style of play. He doesn't have a clue. And because of his willingness to be able to just change the formation, their style, just because they feel like it's something that worked this game, it's just we play. Ole manages the way we play. We have no structure on the pitch. Ole has no structure in the coaching room at all. We are who we are because of Ole. He needs to go.
Well, Ben, you heard that.
Yeah.
You know the rivalry, and you as Liverpool, and I respect as a Liverpool fan, you could see how far we have fallen.
Yeah.
We are rivals, but we're also friends. At the same time, we call it, you know, we used to banter each other at work, that, you know, but we have to come to the realization, Klopp has a style of football. It was so bad at Anfield. The last 20 minutes, Klopp just sat on the bench like, you know what? What's the captain's name again? Henderson. You conduct the thing, keep it at 5-0, just keep the ball and we call it a day. Because it could have been 8. They just sat back.
No, there is no point in because we could see, you know, the frustration was setting in, and when frustration sets in at a football match, people get hurt. We cannot afford our players to get hurt because, like I said, depth with Liverpool, I'm not confident yet on that part of Liverpool.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean that Paul Pogba and Cristiano Ronaldo on Curtis Jones, Paul Pogba and Keita. Like I at least could see that the referee was losing control of the game, and you know when that happens, when you are losing like that, the frustration sets in. Otherwise, why play football professionally? Why make a living? You have to be upset when that happens. It's not. I much as I dislike what happened, I'm not going to hold it personally against Pogba or Cristiano Ronaldo or something. But the thing is, you know, I'm glad that Klopp, you know, decided not to, like as they say in American sports, running up the scoreboard. I'm glad that did not happen because it would have worsened relationship between the two clubs, which has improved a lot since Sir Alex left. But apart from that, what I feel why Ole should go as a fan of football, let's take the Liverpool United aspect out of it.
Yeah, please.
As a fan of football, you you have got Jadon Sancho and Donny van der Beek on that team. And these are young lads, who are extremely talented, and they have been reduced to being paperweights. They've reduced to being bench warmers. It's criminal that Ole has not gotten the best out of these guys. One of them is, stellar career at Dortmund. He's playing great for England as well. The other one, Donny van der Beek, is like, part of the Ajax factory. I mean, you've got guys like that on your team, and like you're reducing them to nothing. You're reducing Paul Pogba, who's like a World Cup winning guy, who was literally soaring at Juventus. You are reducing his capability. There's like real talent there who are like completely wasting away because I don't know whether it's the manager. I don't know whether it is, they are just frustrated with everything. But I mean, the players will not want to sign with United if you keep mismanaging them like that. They'll want the existing players will get on the phone with their agents and say, "I want get me out of here right now." And the players that you're probably targeting to come there, like maybe a Erling Haaland or somebody from Italy or somebody from Spain, maybe that you're trying, Ousmane Dembele, whoever. Maybe those guys, they don't want to come there now. Nobody wants to come. I know this with Liverpool. Nobody wanted to come for Liverpool now. Now they want to come there. They just said, let's work out the numbers. Unfortunately, Liverpool doesn't have the funding that City has. City makes it happen. They'll overpay. They will raise up the market value. Liverpool cannot do that. But we have actual players. I feel happy that we were in the running for Timo Werner, that we're in the running. Our name gets mentioned along with Erling Haaland. Before, we wouldn't be in the discussion. But the thing is, this is the biggest problem you'll face: recruiting problems. Completely wrecking the careers of these promising young players. That is what Ole should be held responsible for.
As a football fan, Ben, a football fan, you've seen United over the years.
Yeah.
This current United team with all the talent.
Yeah.
This season was the season United fans were like, you know what? Like Joe just said, Sancho, Varane, all of a sudden, greatest of all time, Ronaldo, boom, Christmas present.
Yeah.
The fans were like, oh, well, we might challenge for a title. To see United on that table just now, losing at home to Villa, destroyed by Liverpool, humiliated and told by City.
Yeah.
Do you see your style of play with this United? Do you think Ole knows what he's doing as a football fan?
Nope. Like you keep him in place and you'll be a middle of the road. I mean, those kind of players, you bring them in, it's the manager who needs to go. It'll always be because he has probably lost the locker room. He's probably lost the locker room. They probably tune themselves out when he starts talking. I don't know what kind of practices he runs, so I can't comment on that. I don't follow them that closely. But I mean, this is from a football perspective, or from, if you want a boxing analogy, that Liverpool United game, I was expecting Ali Frazier, but we ended up getting Tyson versus Trevor Berbick. It was very
one-sided would be an understatement, brother. One-sided will be an understatement. It was not even one-sided.
I'm trying to be diplomatic here. I'm on your show. I'm trying to be diplomatic.
Bro, I respect you, brother. So Joe,
we appreciate you. I know you could be just spraying.
Yeah, he was just be like dropping grenades everywhere. If I have a friend who we work together in London, he's a Liverpool fan, and if he's watching my show, Gabriel, I know you refuse to come on the show. I get it. And I know if this guy came on this show, Ben will be a saint. Gabriel will be a sinner. This guy today, this morning, since that game, I'm still getting videos of banter Ole the fans
Oh
or
my
till
God.
this day. I'm still getting it. I'm still because he was with me when Liverpool, Man United were winning titles. We worked together, titles and titles and winning, coming, scoring goals at last minute. We worked in the same office. So now he cannot stop. It's like he's just on alert. It's just like
the memes aren't going to stop anytime soon. I think
and I get it. I get it. But Joe, you see the situation. Especially if you've been a Man United fan for so long, those who know United history now seeing this, it's laughable. It really is laughable, and I can't see how this guy could change the season around. But he said here, there was a clip. I don't know if I could get this clip. Let me see if I still have it. Hold on. It was with no, where is it? I don't have it anymore. It was with Talk Sport. It was with Simon Jordan, Danny Murphy, ex-Liverpool player. And they said the truth of the matter is they played the clip from Ole. Ole said, he listens and he hears everything that's going on. The fact of the matter, we have to believe. I have a great. He said he has what piqued my brain was I have a great coaching team with the world-class coaching team. I thought, oh no, he did not. World-class coaching team. He said, we go together. Our next game is Watford. We go again. Go again where? Where have you, man? Whereby it's just like he just copy-paste the same speech, and just change the team he's talking about on the top because it's the same bullshit. No change. And you keep saying we should believe in ourselves. What can the players believe in? Look at Aston Villa, who we beat at home. They sacked the manager. Aston Villa beat us, outplayed United at Old Trafford. They sacked the manager.
Tottenham sacked their manager because they expected to beat us and because they didn't do so.
This was a Tottenham team that led the table up to week 4, beating the current Premier League holders. They fired him after 9 games. 9 games. They didn't even say, all right, let's get him to Christmas. They didn't even wait. Therefore, you know what? You got to go. And we have a guy 3 years in, no direction, no play, no style, nothing. Yet he says, we go again. We go again. Oh, my God. If we are not talking, Man City, darling, how are you? Sonny.
Yo, Tim, I feel ambushed. What is going on? This is an ambush. I thought I was just getting a Liverpool fan. You thought it Sonny oh man. Oh my goodness.
Hey,
Sonny. Joe said because I'm surprised. Thanks for coming on the show. Joe feels ambushed between a Man City and a Liverpool fan who we just been destroyed by both teams, and he feels like, how did this? Because I said, I told him earlier, Man City dropped out, Chelsea and Spurs have dropped out. We only have Liverpool on the show today, so he was okay with that. To now see a Man City pull up, he was like, "Oh hell no!" But Sonny,
not just any Man City. It's Sonny. I feel a little triggered right now.
I love you too.
Right,
hey,
Sonny,
what's going on, Sonny?
Sonny, you know Ben, Liverpool Ben. You know Sonny from Man City.
Yep.
Sonny, we didn't see you at the game, and they said you were at the Man City pub. I think a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's good that because most people were looking behind to see she was there."
Yo. Sonny, that was a good move. That was not. Oh man, I would not have been able to. Nah, that was a good move. Not sure.
Hey, Sonny ain't a fool either. I knew I was gonna win, so I knew I wasn't gonna be caught up with the Devils.
It is what it is. Sonny, as it stands, Man City are doing well. How do you feel with City now? Are you happy where they are, or is there expectations that you expect better at this current stage?
I'm happy with where they are, and as I predicted before, I think they're going to be number 1. And do I think they can perform better? Well, with what they have, I think they're doing very well, but slow and easy wins the race. So I'm happy. I have a lot of confidence.
Your last game, there or there. The last game against your next door neighbors, Manchester United, was a show of. It was so bad. City didn't even need to even make any substitutes. They didn't need to change anything. Just go and play the ball, keep the ball, and we were running around in a circle. When you watched that game, did you expect more from United?
Um, I kind of did expect more from them. But at the same time, I don't know why I expected that. I mean, based on previous patterns, I knew that they weren't going to be able to produce anything differently. And Ronaldo is, not going to be able to do it all. So I'm really sad. Every time I see United play, I get really sad for you guys.
Joe, you're laughing, or is this a look of you don't know to laugh or cry?
I really don't. I really do not, because our rivals we're so bad, right? Our rivals, I'm not gonna lie, both of y'all are better than me. I would love it if City and Liverpool were in the same position that we are in now. Oh my God, I would eat it up. I would eat it up, because I mean, with Liverpool, I've seen them capitulate for so many years. It almost like it was part of my DNA, just looking at Liverpool that way. City, they've been trash for a long time. And yeah, at some point, I would have definitely start feeling, some kind of way, because, you want great teams to be great. I don't like to see great players on that down, at the end of their careers. The same thing if we start seeing Barcelona or Real Madrid end up in 6th and 7th place and not, getting kicked out of major tournaments like that and not making moves. Yeah, I would kind of feel some kind of way. Like it kind of like when Brazil got slapped by Germany in the World Cup. It was like, whoa, yeah, it was like, yeah, in Brazil, I felt really bad. So I guess but at the same time, that's what's so maddening about the situation, that the whole world is like going through it with us as fans, but the guys that are counting those checks and cutting those checks could give a fuck less. And all they straight up is dismantling not only his legacy, he's dismantling all the work that he did. This team that that we're so proud that he gave us, within a year, this team, if he stays here within a year, this team is going to be dismantled, and everything would be for nothing. This whole rebuild and everything like that, it will be all for nothing, because a year from now, Woodward is still in. They still got him on speed dial. McKenna and Carrick is still coaching, and it's going to be the same old mediocrity over again. And it's like, I don't think I can do it again. I don't know.
No, if you want to think about it, I don't know how you feel about it, but think of this as an education. I'm telling you, the mid 2000s, when we were struggling, the general thinking that it's always going to be top four is always going to be United, City, Arsenal, and Chelsea. Who saw that changing? Who saw Liverpool coming in? Who saw Tottenham, make a good shout of it? Who saw Leicester City winning the league? There's an education here that, this can happen to anyone. Arsenal, where they took top four for granted. You could tell, close your eyes, that, Wenger will get them into the top four. Look at them now. Even as United, even with the spending, think of this as I remember, much as I feel bad for you guys, but there's two things that kind of irked me when you hired Ole and when you bought Harry Maguire. There is no way Ole is in the same class as Jurgen Klopp even back then. The argument that it took Jurgen Klopp 4 seasons. That's because Jurgen Klopp had nowhere near the squad that Ole had when he came in. I mean, at least Ole had Martial, he had Pogba, he had all these people. He had something to build on. Klopp had he had the Welsh Xavi, who we used to, we had him. We had Henderson, who was still finding his feet. We had so many people who, like, it was like rock bottom, a very, very average side, and he kept building it painfully. The other thing is comparing Maguire with Virgil van Dijk. Come on, guys. Come on. Like, seriously?
I agree. I honestly agree. Like most United fans know, that was the biggest daylight robbery in English football transfers. To be robbed of 80 million, to pay for that guy 80 million. They need, you see, an investigation needs to be found out and a refund needs to be put somewhere, because that was daylight robbery. That guy is not worth more than 40 on a good day. And I'm being honest.
And he's not much of a leader also. At some point, you've got to give, you got to question the leadership on the pitch.
True.
Okay, Ole is getting abused. Ole is out. His reputation is in tatters. But what are you holding some of the quote unquote leaders on the team on the pitch? Are you holding them accountable? Are you holding Maguire accountable?
No.
Are you holding, Fernandez? He's at least, he keeps you in game. But are you holding any of these guys accountable? They have to take, they're professionals. They've got to take responsibility for the product on the pitch also.
True.
I made this point in an earlier podcast as well here, that, it's not all on Ole.
You make a point. Sonny.
Yes.
Right. As City are now, you have people like De Bruyne always driving the team. De Bruyne reminds me of a young Roy Keane, always pushing, always, pushing the players. Come on, we could do this, we could do this. At United, we don't see that. Joe could testify. It's not there. It's like everyone is just free flowing, get the ball to Ronaldo. Even that, they barely even could do that properly. Sonny, when we played you, we had previously just lost to Spurs. No, we beat Spurs and we just got thrashed by Liverpool at home. When City came to Old Trafford as a Manchester derby, one of the most recent Manchester derbies, United have been winning by soaking up the pressure and hitting City on a break. Pep figured something out, like, you know what? I'm not going to fall into that trap again. And he changed it. When he changed it, Ole did not know what to do. And that's where we are. So when you saw that team against Man United, you scored what? Was it, Joe, 7 minutes or 10 minutes when they were goal?
7 minutes.
7 minutes.
Yeah.
When Foden went down the left, I thought, you know what? This is going to be a very long afternoon. Very long afternoon, because he was giving so much space, because they create so much space. And to hear De Bruyne say, we didn't even train. No, that was just the last straw that brought the No, because United, they don't need to. How does a team who's playing so well not even say, let me freshen players? He did not need to make a sub, not one. Like, guys, just enjoy yourself. Keep the ball. And they asked Pep after the game, did you expect United to come back in second half? Because they always come back second half. He said, we just knew they won't come back because we're going to keep the ball. It's done. It was all he said. Sonny, talk me through.
Well, what I wanted to say was I definitely enjoyed what Ben Liverpool Boys said, that anybody can be on their A game and then slip to their B or C game. I'm definitely not sitting here saying that Man City is, we're going to be on our A game, or they are going to be on their A game for life. No. It all, like, I've said before, that I think that it all depends on the leadership and the coaches. And then it's going to trickle down to the players that you acquire. And so what I like right now about Man City, and I see it in Liverpool as well, is it looks like that leadership and the coaching has that wisdom. And the wisdom is not to be looking at not to be making winning the goal. So there's so much other stuff, it's like making money is the goal. money is not the goal. At least I hope not. I think that money should be the consequence of effort and passion and connection and things like that. So when you have these old wisdoms seeping into sports, which it should. Okay, that's why people love sports, because in order to be an athlete, you know, sports are that microcosm of what the world should be. And so when you have teams owning and using that old ancient wisdom, then you're going to get a winning team. But when you're making winning the goal, or you're making money the goal, then you're just going to get in between. And so that's what I'm noticing with City, is that they're not playing with their bodies, they're playing with their minds. And that's why they're able to create that space. They're out thinking the other player, they're not outdoing them. And so that needs to be, you know, a person who's gone through some tough stuff can only be that kind of coach. And so I don't know what kind of life Ole had, but the tougher the life you have, the wiser you're going to be. And that's going to trickle into your philosophy. So I don't know anything about Pep. I probably need to do some more research on him, but sounds like he has that old wisdom. Maybe he was raised with older people, and that's trickling into the team. But when we lose that, then teams can slip from their A game to their B to their C game. So that's what I feel.
Joe,
No,
hold on, Ben. Joe, what do you say about the leadership on the pitch from compared to City and Liverpool to Manchester United?
Definitely leadership. Leadership wise, for Liverpool, they have key leaders on all three zones of the pitch. Van Dijk is the back, De Bruyne in the mid, and I guess you can throw in Sterling up top, right? Don't really see that many strong personalities in the back line for City. At least, you know, I don't be honest. It pains me to watch our game, so I'll just assume that, you know, something's going on over there. So, but for us, Maguire is definitely it feels like we're all about the storyline, and with giving Maguire the captaincy, that was a very old Englishman decision to make. I think if Maguire was a Brazilian or something, he would not have gotten it. It just seems like, you know, this is supposed to be the national team's up and coming center back. This is national
Kind
team
of like
center back. So
promoting him, building a profile for him.
yes, and like when I mean, at Leicester, maybe he was good enough there, but he clearly is not the leadership, and Ole is not making the decision. I don't know how worse it can get or how worse it needs to get before, like, people, you have to understand, when you have a weak leader, it trickles down, man. It trickles down with the rest of the troops. Your team your troops are never going to be as effective, no matter how good they are. They will never reach their peak if they don't look to that leader and see the tip of the spear and the direction that they need to go towards.
100%.
A lot of times we see Maguire turning around and looking for leadership elsewhere instead of, you know, so for I misspoke when I said for Liverpool we got Van Dijk and De Bruyne in the middle. Henderson in the middle and Salah up top. And then for City, I don't know about their center backs, but definitely covering De Bruyne in the mid and Sterling up top. So you know, it is like this leadership stuff. I think Bruno's doing a great job, right? Unfortunately, it's hard for a lot of people to hear him because he's cheating too far forward. You know, he's not disciplined enough, and Ole's not telling him to be disciplined enough to stick with his position. It's just that everybody, and especially if you played well, you can do whatever you want on the pitch. And you cannot run a team like that. You cannot. Ole, that goes to leadership too. Ole needs to be telling these players, these stars, right? If we're the kind of team that want to be attracting some of these stars, we also need to bring in a manager that can check these guys, right? We need a manager that can tell Bruno, hey, stop cheating too far forward. You're leaving Fred McTominay out to the wolves when they get pressed. Lindelof. I mean, there's just so many situations where
So
Ole
many
could have been.
pockets of dysfunction.
Yeah, so many pockets of dysfunction. And Ole is not managing it. And so that's why again, I have to go back to Ole. He's just not doing the job. And like it used to be vibes. Vibes used to be enough to just get him through. But this is the Premier League, man. This is not Sunday league football. People are gonna figure you out. People are studying you constantly. And if you don't have a certain style of play drilled in your world-class players, they're gonna falter every time. Every time.
No, and
Ben,
the thing is, Sonny and Joe got close to it, but the thing is, it all boils down to a manager who has vision. That's what Pep has. Pep, even though he has this reputation of being what you call a quote unquote checkbook manager, he's not really that. Yes, gets the resources, but he has a vision about what he wants to do with those players that come in.
yeah.
He had that. It's at Barcelona.
Barcelona.
At Barcelona, the thing is, people talk about that he had so many stars into this team, but they were on the up and coming when Pep took over. Pep lost Ronaldinho. He lost I think he had Samuel Eto'o for one couple of seasons before Samuel Eto'o went to Inter Milan.
Yeah.
But like Iniesta, Xavi, Puyol, all these guys, we have only hardcore soccer fans knew about them. You didn't have people like, and then later, like within a couple of seasons, he wins the Champions League and he wins La Liga. He beats United in the final.
Twice.
He beats them twice. And then when he comes to Dallas for a exhibition match against Club America, which I attended, then you can see there are young kids who know who Iniesta is, who know who's David Villa, who knows who Xavi is. American kids who knew. But like when he took over, he executed the vision. Thing at Borussia Dortmund and then coming to Liverpool, he had a vision. Then you had at Chelsea, less said the better, because I can never at any time I try to apply logic to Chelsea to how they operate, they astound me. I mentioned this earlier. I've stopped trying to make sense of how Chelsea operates. But the others, the thing is, Mourinho in his early years with FC Porto and then with Chelsea, he had a vision at that time.
Vision. Yes.
But then after that, it became all about the winning, like Sunny said.
Yeah.
And antagonizing other people. Like
turning everyone against them.
Yeah, turning and he left. Them. He got into a pattern where he left every club in worse shape than he found it. And that includes United. They were in worse shape than when he found it. So, and now you can see the results for yourself. He's Tottenham, Roma at this stage. If he keeps going on this rate, he'll end up coaching in China or Australia or MLS or something. So the Sir Alex Ferguson, I feel, was the last manager that United had with vision. Vision matters more, where the manager thinks 4 years down the line, 5 years down the line, 6 years down the line, not the club that he takes charge of.
Right.
You get a guy with vision, then there's going to be painful seasons, but you're building towards. You can see even from Klopp's first season, we could see that something is happening here. Right. That because there were changes in the way players were playing, even the existing players of that time like Lovren and all those guys. We saw improvement. Yes.
I wanted to interject something if I could.
Sonny.
Yeah, so like when Ben talks about the vision, he talks about it in a way that's separate from winning. So like it is separate from winning, but I just wanted to know or understand, what is the vision? If Pep has a vision, what do you think that vision is?
He wants aesthetically pleasing football. He wants fundamentally correct football. He doesn't want dead weights. He wants everyone to be contributing all the time.
Yeah.
He wants what you would expect from a successful football team
Yes.
and a popular football team.
Yes.
Yeah, and that takes a lot of study. It takes a lot of research. It
Yes.
takes, he has to have clear
Joe,
ideas.
are we in
Yeah,
a science
yeah,
lab here?
yeah.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And I agree.
Because
I was just
all I'm
testing.
hearing is studying and studying. Did Ole go to school? Because this guy it just sounds like a dunce. He don't seem to figure out anything. See what I mean? You're talking about Pep and Klopp. They study, they have a vision. All Ole keeps saying, the United DNA, the United. Nah, that's all bull. Because that United DNA is just a word. Is he even providing the DNA? Remember before he took the game over from Jose? Oh, Jose doesn't know what he's doing. If I had Pogba, I'll build a team around Pogba. We United attack. We don't defend. This guy is defending worse than Jose. So who is fooling who?
I think Ole is just a fan. Professionally, he's just not there. One key thing about Pep that you gotta give him credit to, he's got balls, man. He came into that team and he booted their legends. He didn't mix it. He didn't mix it up. He wasn't there to go back and forth with Yaya. He wasn't there to go back and forth with company. He got rid of him. And
the English goalkeeper, what's it?
Joe Hart.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, Pep understands when you come to a team to implement your vision, you need to make sure you have players that are bought in or willing to buy into the system.
Yes.
And if you have people that are gonna second guess you, he got rid of them quick.
Yes.
Now that was a ballsy move, because if things went sideways, he would have taken the heat for getting rid of company, because I rated company, and he did the same thing with Barcelona with Eto'o and Ibrahimovic.
Ronaldinho,
That's crazy.
Oh, yes.
That's crazy.
Oh, yes.
That just goes to show how much confidence he has in his ability. And I feel Ole has zero. I don't know who has less confidence in themselves right now, Ole or Maguire, because it's just completely shocking on when we're talking about vision. Luckily, Liverpool didn't really have that many superstars on the team, so Klopp was like he was starting from scratch. So I would say it would have been easier for Klopp, because he had to build, and he's coming into a team that has patience in their DNA. Okay, they're the most patient top six, top club in the world. Okay, so they knew that if he provided entertaining football, yeah, they conceded a lot, but they scored too. If he provided entertaining football, the fans would get behind him. So those are two things. And Ole is still working off a credit that we have with Sir Alex Ferguson. He's still working off of that. Yeah, we're not nowhere near where Liverpool is, where things are only gonna get worse.
Joe, has the gap gotten bigger? Before, as the season started with the purchases of players and the surprise gift of Ronaldo into the team, the expectation was the gap would close. Playing Liverpool, playing City, the gap doesn't seem to have. It seems to widen, if not instead of reduced. Right?
The gap certainly has widened, because we are not even showing up for the big games. The vibes is just not even working anymore. That Manchester DNA. It's not enough anymore, because Ole is just so tactically inept that anybody with any kind of sense, any kind of professional competency can beat this team. It does not matter anymore. The DNA cannot be what pushes us. That DNA, right, is backed by expertise. That DNA, is something that existed because we had a manager that knew how to put a team together, how to tactically set up, implement all of that. It's not just DNA, it's not just vibes. Ole's like a fan, like no joke. He's a fan. He would be no different than just picking up somebody from the Stratford end and make, because it's just complete football manager vibes. That's all it is, So that's
Are we
ridiculous.
Are we further from Liverpool, or how far are we from Liverpool?
We're further away. I wouldn't say it's not. City did come down a bit from a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah.
But
after watching the Sunday game, what did you see?
We are so far behind, man, because our team is so good. because our lineup,
On
the
paper.
players that we on paper is so good, right? Tactfully, play style wise, we are miles behind them, man. We're not even close. We're a championship team. We play like a championship team right now. No joke. I'm not joking.
When we played City, when you saw 30% possession at home to City's 70%, Liverpool 30% possession, 70% Liverpool possession. We considered 5, we considered 2 against City. Which was worse, the 5 or the 2?
It was, to me, it was the 2, because we were just, I mean, they made us look like kids out there. Because I understand the 5.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to take it back to
Jesus
bring
Christ,
back
man.
that, to scar you, because I was watching the game.
I'm gonna start rejecting these invites, man, because every time it's always like, hey, remember that? Like, I mean, but like the definitely the 2, because we were just completely decimated. And you know what it was? They took our will to play that game. They took our will to play that
is
game
harsh.
because
harsh.
we, like, our players just knew what we were implementing was not going to be good enough, and they recognized that very early in the game.
On.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. So
it
is what it is.
It is what it is. Most of us in the game were saying, I wonder how Sonny is feeling now, because Sonny went to watch his Man City fans. They said could you see her smiling, and you should be, because you should be proud of your team. I won't dispute it. Do I like City? No, I respect them. Do I like Liverpool? No, I respect them. But when you watch the 2 games, Liverpool just came bam, 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 bam. City just came bam, bam. It was like watching a horror movie, just slowly putting little stab wounds in, let the blood come out, another stab here. I know you're not going to make it. I'm going to drop another stab there. It was bad. Like I said, the Liverpool game was a quick death. The Man City one was very slow, letting the blood drip out completely.
Yeah.
Then, okay, now you're, okay, you could go. It's like, really? We didn't even get the ball. That was the painful thing. They said United gave up the game before they stepped on the pitch. They already had the white flag. We're going to try and keep this score low. Mm-hmm. They didn't even try to keep the score low because they couldn't even get the ball to keep. That's the problem.
Yeah.
No,
Joe, I know it's hard. It's hard. Believe me, it is hard for me. But the only solution, the only way I could see this, he has to go. There is no other giving 3 more games. No, we're done. If you cannot get your team ready against Liverpool, your greatest rivals, you couldn't get them ready for your neighbors, then, bro, are you gonna get them ready for Arsenal? Come on, bro. Come on.
We play Chelsea in 2 weeks.
We play Chelsea in 2 weeks.
We gotta play Lukaku in 2 weeks. How long is Brand's gonna be out?
No, Lukaku's hurt, I think.
Oh, he's hurt? Is he gonna stay hurt?
He hasn't played in the last 3 games for Chelsea. He's been out.
He's been out.
But okay. You see, the thing is that most fans were not even looking forward to these games. It's now like, how much are we gonna concede?
This is the first time I look.
Watford is the game like what the guy said on TalkSport. He said United will beat a small team, lose to another team, beat a small team, lose. It's like just going around in a cycle. And you're dropping points. I get 3 points there, lose another 6. Get 3 points there, lose another 6.
Now, don't get me wrong. If we go on like a 6 game winning streak, it just like the style of play.
Where's that gonna happen? Where?
I know. Like, but I'm just trying to make the point that it doesn't even matter. Win, lose, draw, whatever happens, all he has to be out at the end of the season.
And got to see, bro. Have the patience.
Definitely.
Remember what
I want
him.
I want him out now. I want him out now. Don't get me wrong. I want him out now. But I'm saying no matter what happens, let's say he, fucks around and gets an FA Cup or whatever, right? I still feel like he needs to go. because he has shown us he will never be better than Pep, Klopp, or Tuchel. And that's why he has to go. He will never be better than them. And in order for us to win trophies, he has to be better. We're not going to wait till Pep's contract runs out in 2 years. We're not going to do that. All right. So he needs to go now.
There was something they asked him against City after the game. He said, no Manchester United manager has ever said that. We've got to understand Manchester are a very good team. Really, brother? Really? So if he says that, what hope do the players have? Now, that's what Maguire said as the captain. Man United players did not have belief in that game. Then they told Ole that. He said, did he say that? Yes, he said it.
Yeah, he did.
That's his own captain telling that
they
gave up before the game started. Most of them were still traumatized from the 5-0. They're still trying to figure out how that happened. Then this one came, City just came. We're just going to show you how football is played. And just, pass the ball around. Make you guys all run, but you still won't get the ball. But we're just going to drop one here, drop one there, and send you home. Done. That was it. That was all. That was Nick Wright.
Yeah.
Ben, as it stands, let me pull this table up again. I don't think Sonny saw the table.
Oh, I saw the table.
The Man City, the Premier League table. You can see it now, right, Sonny?
Mm-hmm.
Right. You see Chelsea there on 26 points. City is just only 3 points behind. And Liverpool are only 4 points. So Liverpool and City are still so in that mix. Even West Ham United are in that mix. United are not even in there. They're not there. You could see the current form of Man United. It is a lose, win, lose, lose. You see that cycle? Just going around in a cycle. You see more reds than green. That is the current form in the Premier League. We don't even want to talk. They've not even talked about the Champions League form, whereby that has been a one-man crusade. But because Ronaldo doesn't want to play Europe football, so he's doing everything he can to make sure United get to the next stage. Because without those goals, we should have been eliminated from the group stage already by now.
Yeah.
And it's really sad. It really is sad. So, Sonny, as Man City are now, do you see them overtaking Chelsea? Can they overtake Chelsea?
Oh yes, for sure. Yeah. Chelsea is acting kind of like the hare, and Man City is acting like the turtle. Like you said, slowly draining blood. I think that's the worst kind of fight is those slow punches, those just always hitting, not the big knockouts like Chelsea's trying to do. So yeah, I can definitely see Man City overcoming Chelsea. I think we do have to worry about Liverpool, and for this season we do have to worry a little bit about West Ham, because they have a good coach, the coach that you guys don't have anymore. And I mentioned that too. That was
too big for him.
What now?
The job was too big for him. He's a good coach. We'll give him that. But the job is just too big for him.
Well, obviously he's bringing this team up to third place, and it's West Ham. So
yes, and he took a championship team, a team that just won the league, to 6th place. So.
Well, I don't know.
He's not coming back. He's not coming back.
He's not coming back. I don't want him back.
No, I'm not saying that he should come back.
On current form, Joe, let's call it as is. Moyes is doing a better job than Ole with less better players.
That's true.
The table doesn't lie. The table doesn't lie.
Maybe he is a better manager now. He's learned a lot.
He's learned a lot.
Sure, and also when you switch,
he's not better than Pep. He's not better than Pep Guardiola.
No, you have.
He's not better than Pep, Klopp,
just
or
like
Tuchel,
you have,
and that's my category.
Just like you have Ronaldo and Messi, then you have another drop of players. Pep and Klopp. Then Tuchel is just right there. Ole's like, nah, mate. Ole's like, oh, I won the 99 treble. I could still, nah, bro. Don't fool yourself. You're not there. He's living on the past.
But apologies for the interruption. Please continue with your thing with.
Well, what I was thinking was that also you guys talk a lot about DNA, and I kind of like that too. And what that brings to mind when you guys talk about DNA, I think about like the superpowers in the old world with the Romans and the Germanic, and the Anglo-Saxons or the English and the Spanish. I mean, when you have coaches coming from these, old world superpowers, I think the mentality is going to also play into their coaching. And so I see the Spanish, the Spanish colonized a whole lot of countries in the world, whole lot. So I just see them just different, in their coaching style. And also I think like coaches matter, but I also think just changing the coach is not enough because my cat is jumping up here. Is not enough because the whole leadership, the whole administration, the whole district has their own mentality, and that's where it needs to come from. Because I've seen people get rid of coaches all the time, and nothing happens if you don't have that freedom. So, I that's why one of the reasons when I was like choosing a team in the EPL, I was also looking at, who has a real winning chance. Because when you have dysfunctional, the cloud up there is dysfunctional. I mean, there's not much you can do down on earth, so I was just looking at that. And United, what I see about United is that they what do I see about them? I see them as they're not being careful. Like when they started to win, they weren't careful with that. When you win, when you gain a lot of money, you have to be very, very careful at your management after that, because anybody can lose 300 pounds. I see that all the time, but then they gain it right back in a year, or 2 years or whatever. So that management has to happen throughout the process of losing weight. They have to learn to maintain that weight. And so I think United were kind of like really, what they were when they were winning, and they weren't always nice to the City fans. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Alex Ferguson called them the noisy neighbors. But 2008, 2009, Man United started to see a shift. United, Alex Ferguson said 2008, 2009, that Ronaldo's last season, they saw a shift in the change of cities. They got bought, but there was the quality they were bringing in. A great manager could see, like, okay. Just like how when Wenger took over Arsenal in the late 90s, Alex Ferguson knew what he was going to deal with. When he saw Mourinho at Chelsea, like, oh, this guy he's good. I could see what he's going to do. When he saw what City were building, he knew with Mancini, he said, okay, this team looks like they're going to be causing us problems. Then Pep came. But United just did not go the same way. They just, all right, we're just going to give it to somebody who I think knows it. Then you go get Louis van Gaal. He won a trophy, got fired he actually got fired on the news. They didn't even tell him. They put the news out there. He found that he got fired by watching the news after just winning an FA Cup. That is how bad management is. Then we went to go and get the special one, who everywhere he goes, he wins a trophy, but he leaves there with a bad smell, destroys the players mentally and psychologically, and he moves on. Then they say, you know what? Let's get a legend who everyone loves. And here we are today.
As a caretaker.
As a caretaker. Then he became a manager. 3 years on, no trophies, not even a sausage to show what we've achieved. Nothing.
Well, maybe a sausage.
Nothing. And the bridge has gone, the gap has gone wider instead of closing, because he did say, oh, we can't challenge the title this season. He said that. Joe, are we challenging at the moment?
No, not at all. We're not, no, not even close. Not even close. It would be
a miracle.
It's going to be difficult for us to even get top four. So we're not even close. We can't win a string of games. So you can forget it about cups, because at some point we will have to get into a knockout stage, right? So I don't see us winning anything. It's terrible. I've lost a bet, right? gonna be doing push-ups and $100, whatever, So I just didn't think it was gonna happen this early.
Sonny knows
Bems.
Bems. Bems is taking so much money off Joe and Chris.
Yo, Bems is making a racket.
Because he's already said Ole is gonna win no trophies, but people say, oh, they're gonna, and Bems is already collecting the money easily. It is what it is. But Ole has to go. I can't see him. It's not that I would love him. We all wanted to turn it around, but I can't see. After watching the City game, we are so far. We're so far apart.
And he better not go into the leadership. He better not get promoted into the leadership. I see that happen all the time. We
make him no. Do a wholesale clear out. Just clear out. So, Ben, Ben, do you have any questions for any of the Man United City?
So, one question I wanted to ask regarding United. Okay, Ole out. Understood that completely. Who is the replacement you have in mind? Like, you see anybody? I thought, okay, a few weeks earlier, this would have been an easy question to answer because you would have said Antonio Conte, but Conte is off the board now. Who do you have in mind to replace Ole?
Okay, so there's two things. There's somebody to replace Ole as a long-term deal, and there's somebody just to get in to salvage the season. I think right now, because Conte is not available, I kind of wasn't too sold on Conte. Anyway, so I personally would prefer either Pochettino or Zidane or dude from Ajax, Ten Hag, right? So obviously we can't get Pochettino or Ten Hag. So and definitely Zidane's not coming in for just half of a season, whatever. So yeah, it's difficult.
Eric Ten Hag, there is some potential, but you have to be willing to clean house and start over.
Yes.
Because he's the guy who will develop young talent. You have Van der Beek, you have Sancho. Those are the people you'll have to focus on, which means it's going to be a painful season even if you get him. But he's a guy you have to have, what you call exfoliant. Clean, more than skinny, like a deep cleanse.
Yes.
The club is going to have to go through a deep cleanse, pick a nucleus of young players to come in and, make them make their mistakes and rebuild. That's the thing with Ten Hag. Otherwise, you won't be doing Ten Hag justice then.
And will he be able to have the freedom to clean house? The administration may not let them.
That's another thing. That's one of the reasons why we didn't get Conte, simply because of that.
And that might and that's the problem. The status quo, that's an infectious disease. Status quo, once it gets in, once it seeps in, once you get used to winning and counting your big bucks, and then you're sitting in your Maseratis. I mean, once you hit that status quo, that's a problem. So I'm not saying that that's happening. I'm just saying that got used to winning. So
and I want to add also, I'm sorry to say this, it might ruffle some feathers, but the thing is, see, myself, Joe, Sunny, we are all the so-called international fans or the foreign fans of the clubs. And the thing is, I you've probably seen this with others, but there is a protected class in English football. I feel certain people, Gareth Southgate, Harry Kane, John Terry, Gary Neville,
Harry Kane,
Harry Kane, and then Maguire is the biggest. He's the worst offender on this. They are like a protected class. They're never held accountable for their mistakes. And when you see who the face of football is, back in the day, in the early 2000s, forget Shearer. I'm talking about, let's take David Beckham as opposed to Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry was the most naturally gifted player of that time. He was an amazing player. You couldn't take her off the screen. But
he was a fantastic footballer.
And Bex was a good player also. But the FA, they always projected Bex as the face of the league. Right now, I see that between Salah and Harry Kane. Harry Kane. Rashford is a good kid. He's once he hit his peak, it's deserved. But then he got thrown under the bus because of the penalties and everything. But my deal with Harry Kane as opposed to Salah is that the league is so eager to see Harry Kane succeed that they completely overlook the great football played by people like De Bruyne and Salah. They are so
the non-English players.
And I grew up in the Middle East. I grew up in Bahrain. Liverpool, the Arab fans are the oldest fan base, one of the oldest foreign fan bases of Liverpool. Going back there, it means a lot to them. They've been supporting Liverpool to the 80s. They stayed loyal even through the whole Premier League change, everything. They were fans before the Premier League became cool. People in Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, UAE, Qatar, Egypt, Morocco, all those places, they used to support. We were very popular and successful at that time. For them, it means a lot to have someone like Mo Salah as a great player. And I mean, look at his October player. He was the player of the month for October, and his assist totals, his scoring, everything. He was amazing month, but so much downplayed by the media. And like the Harry Kane, I don't see what.
And he got a hat trick yesterday against Albania.
Yeah, and not just that, Harry Kane and Maguire. Where were these guys when those players like Bukayo Saka and Sancho and Rashford were getting thrown under the bus for missing penalties? Where were these guys? And where was Southgate when it came to that fight between Joe Gomez and Raheem Sterling in training? Like, what were they doing there? Harry Kane is the captain. Maguire is one of the leader guys on that team. Where were these guys? Where is Gareth Southgate? Why is he not held accountable for what happened to those?
No, he won't be. No, he won't.
That's Joe, what I'm saying. Yeah.
Joe,
go ahead.
Do you have any questions for anybody?
Yeah.
Well, you already questioned that.
If you guys,
sorry for being on the soapbox. Oh no.
That's totally valid. Complete and utterly valid. Totally valid.
Oh yes.
Like, I don't know if they feel like it'll hurt the Premier League's brand if the faces of that brand are foreign. There's a nationalistic aspect about it. Of course, it's the British Premier League, whatever. But clearly, if Britain are known for producing great international stars, they would have brought it home already. Sorry, Tim. Sorry.
You're very true.
So to open up,
I agree with you.
If that was the case, the results would stand. So that's not the case right now. It's about foreign players, and especially when it comes to African players. African players is always the contribution to the Premier League has always been downplayed.
Yeah.
So it's much, but you get bigger African players. They get more respect in Spain than they do, or in other countries in Europe than they do. In the
Absolutely.
Prem. But
it's very true.
Not saying. I mean,
you have to be
greats,
great,
yeah,
to get a look in.
Yes.
I remember, great players. You had so many great players in the Premier League era, but I feel something didn't get. Look, Theiir Henry was an absolute genius, a genius, and that was when Liverpool. It was Man United, Arsenal. Ben will understand. It was Man United. It was North and South. It was the real Wenger against Alex, Keane against Vieira. Thierry Henry was the mastermind, but he didn't get as much respect as he deserved. But it was Beckham the face. It is what it is. But it took for Ronaldo, who came after Beckham, and Ronaldo is Portuguese. He ain't even English. And when because Ronaldo played the same thing, Rooney, and it was so obvious who was the better player. It's like they had no choice but to say, you know what? It's like you have to be so good whereby they can't even dispute it. Yeah.
And I want to add, I want to first say, Ben, thank you for putting that out there. Race is always going to be an issue, period. We're humans, we're low lives to some degree if we care about race. And I guess we are low lives because we do. And I also want to add, that protected class. I like that word because I would have used different words, but I like that protected class. And so the other thing to know is that the English, if they want to have their protected class, go ahead and let them, because of the simple fact, I think sometimes with not having any words, actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
I don't need any trophies. Not me. I'm just saying, like, people don't, the runner doesn't need trophies, I mean, Messi doesn't need trophies, he's getting them, but sometimes we don't need this specialness to be great. And in fact, it's by not having that specialness, that's making us great. Right. And they can't be English. The English Premier League can't be the English Premier League without us. Yeah. So 100%. We don't need this glorification. In fact, I even think it's a curse, And so.
You're actually absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely right.
Sonny,
it ends up hurting them in the long run.
Sonny, you have any questions for? Sonny, you have any questions for anybody?
Questions. I don't think I have questions. I always enjoy butting heads with you guys intellectually on the sports level. I'm just really grateful to be part of this.
Thank you very much, Sonny.
These interviews.
Right. Ben, who's your closest rival? Give me 60 seconds. Who are Liverpool's closest rivals this season?
City.
Yes.
Joe, who are Man United's closest rivals this season?
Arsenal. In Arsenal.
Wow.
Or West Ham. Yeah, that's where we are right now.
Joe,
you said at this moment.
At this moment.
Towards the end of the season, it might be Leicester City.
Yeah.
Sonny, who are City's biggest challengers? Who will give you a problem? Who will stop you achieving your trophy?
Well, and when you asked me that question a few months ago, it was Chelsea, but I'm back to Liverpool because I think Chelsea is just, they're just kind of this distraction, but I think the real competition is with like-minded teams, and Liverpool is that.
The best game of the season was the Liverpool-Man City game, that 2-2 game. Football at its peak. That was football.
Stressful game.
That was football.
That was a good game.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute
before you sign up, I want to, maybe if I interrupt you, I want to just say that this is an amazing podcast. The biggest reason why I take the time out, whenever your invite comes, I love it. And I want to be a part of it because the thing is, you see all the people you invite here are like international fans of the Premier League. Myself, social media, there's always these certain trigger comments that come in, like every time, like an Indian guy or a Pakistani guy, some Indian guy like myself, we drop a comment on Premier League football, we get told, oh, go and play cricket, this is not for you. Or if an American fan says something, oh, go play baseball, this is not, this is Premier League football. Or, if an African fan says, they call them African experts. I am very happy that this is a forum where our opinion gets respected.
Yes.
Even though we are not traditionally fans of the British game, but football should be open to everyone.
Football is open. I see.
We have those guys in our.
I used to work with Ben.
Yeah.
Joe was the very, very first person I had that interview with outside KC Stadium. I was even scared. I said, this guy might not even answer me. I said, can I ask you a few questions about the game? He was like, yeah. I will never forget, and I appreciate it. And Joe, me and him be confident. Sonny, I respect you. I met you recently in KC as a City fan, and you were so easy to connect with. Despite your team dominating us, we were cool about it, and I have the ultimate respect for you coming on the show. I know it takes time. No, the Arsenal guy, you guys met him, Mike. He was so upset. He said he didn't know he had to travel this weekend because he would have come on the show to talk about Arsenal because he still says he doesn't think Arsenal are good enough. And that's a fan who wants more. Hey, it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, an absolute pleasure having time with you guys today. It was the Premiership chat, Liverpool, Man City, United. I'm sorry, Joe, we got ambushed between two great teams. We have to give them where respect is due. The two teams that have destroyed us mentally, psychologically, physically, Premiership League and Soccer League, we have been taught a football lesson. But it's all football. Can will Ole be there? Hey, I don't care, but I need him to go. That's what I'm going to say. I need him to go.
We will be back, though. I'm
tired of the statements. We go again. It's fine margins. This is not fine margins. We were destroyed. We were annihilated. We were decapitated, decimated. We were destroyed. There's no excuse. You got to go. If he really loves United, as he said it does,
he would leave.
just go. Yeah. So, gentlemen, ladies, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Ben. Thank you for coming on the show representing Liverpool. Thank you very much, brother. Joe, I know it's hard being in the middle of two great fans. It is what it is, but we give them the respect and they respect us for our honesty. It is what it is. Joe, brother, thank you. Lady Sonny, thank you. I know it was a short time for you. I was surprised when you came because you said your schedule was so tight, but I appreciate you coming on today. Thanks.
Yeah,
I saw the name Sonny. I was like, oh my God, that better be another Sonny. Like, yeah.
Hey, slow and steady wins the race. I will be here.
Mandy and Kay still want to have a one-on-one with you about the game. I don't know if I could endure another torture of how City destroyed us again, but I will let you know how that goes. Hopefully,
okay.
Sometime. Yeah. So, Sonny, Ben, Joe, absolute pleasure. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. Goodbye.
And you guys who are watching our show, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. If you agree with them, drop your comments. You know what to do. Subscribe. As for guys, Joe, we got to find a way to get rid of this guy, mate. He got to go. There's no way around it. We can't endure this anymore. It's painful. I keep checking my morning news early. Like, because it's UK time, 6 a.m. I check 12 midnight. Any breaking news? Ole's still there. Like, he's still there.
Oh, that's crazy that you do that. I do the same thing every time I wake up.
It's sad.
Before I check work emails, I check to see what's sacked Ole.
This is where we are. Ben, this is where we're at. We're at that point.
That happens. I've been there. You know I've been there.
All right, guys. Have a nice weekend. I'll catch you guys later. Just love.
All right, bro.